What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Hold On by Justin Bieber. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button and hit up my Instagram at the Groovy Guitar Dude if you want to see what other songs I'm working on right now. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play Hold On guitar is that in order to keep this song as beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 4th fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll have a link to get this capo for free right up here. The next thing that you want to know to play Hold On guitar is the structure of this song. We're going to start out with a verse, then go to chorus, then verse and chorus again, then we're gonna have a bridge, and then we're gonna finish up the song with one last chorus. And the last thing that you wanna know before we dive into Hold On is the 4 chords that we need to play this song. The first one is A minor, the next one is C, the next one is G, and the last one is F. And I have a beginner way to play that F chord, as well as chord charts for all the other chords in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Hold On. Guys, Hold On is a super cool new song from Justin Bieber. As soon as I heard that little intro guitar part, or the verse guitar part rather, I knew I had to share this one with you guys as soon as possible, because that first guitar part sounds super cool, and I also love the chorus strum pattern, which we'll get to here in just a minute. So with that, guys, the first thing that we're gonna take a look at is what we're playing for our verses, which is that picking pattern that you hear right away in the very beginning of the song. This picking pattern is actually quite a bit easier than it sounds like it is. Don't be intimidated by this. It's really groovy, sounds cool, and is pretty easy to play as well. So for this, I'm gonna be finger picking this, but you can absolutely use a pick for this if you want to. I just feel a little bit more comfortable finger picking, and I can kind of show you guys a little bit better if I can show you the individual fingers. So with that in mind, the first shape we're gonna take a look at is gonna look like this. It's gonna be an open A string, an open G string, and then we're gonna have a first on the B string. Our picking pattern for this shape is gonna go like this. We're gonna go A, B, G. And we're gonna repeat that twice. So again, A, B, G. And a little closer to full speed. Just about like that. And that is our first shape right there. That's it. And all of our other shapes, the other 4 shapes we're gonna have here, or technically 5, we'll get there in a minute, will look pretty much the same as this. We're just gonna be changing our bass note around. So the next shape we're gonna have is gonna be this. It's gonna be almost the same thing, but we're gonna do a third up here on the low E string. So we're gonna have third low E, still open G, and still first on B. And then same thing here, guys. We're gonna go E, B, G, and then again, E, B, G. So, just like that. From there, we're on to our third shape, which is actually gonna be a little bit different, but also kind of the same. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna take everything off, and we're gonna move our middle finger here to the 1st fret of the B. So we still have a 1st fret of the B, we're just switching fingers. And we're gonna reach up here with our pointer finger and do a 1st fret of the low E. And then we're gonna do the same picking pattern here. We're gonna have E, B, G. Same thing here, we're gonna do that twice again, so just like that. And then what we're gonna do, here's where the 5th, technically 5 shapes comes in. We're gonna have 2 alternating different patterns for this 4th shape. That sounds really complicated, but I promise it's much easier than it seems. The first time that we go through the progression, we're gonna go back to this shape here, the 3rd on the low E, open G, 1st B. So that 2nd shape that we played there, we're gonna go back to that 2nd shape whenever we go through the pattern the first time. So again, this is your 4th shape going through, same thing as the 2nd shape. I hope this isn't too confusing the way I'm explaining it, but we're gonna go E, B, G, E, B, G, just like we did when we played that same shape a minute ago. So that's the first time through. We're gonna play it just like that. We're gonna go from open, 3rd E, 1st E, 3rd E, just like that. Whenever we go through that whole progression again, the 2nd time we go through it, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that same first 3 shapes. So again, first same shape here, we go to that 3rd fret on low E, and then we go to the 1st low E. And then this is where the other shape comes in here. We're gonna go back to that 1st on the B with the pointer finger, and then we're gonna add a 3rd on the A. And we're gonna go A, B, G. And again, we're gonna repeat that twice, A, B, G. Just like that. So basically what we're doing is we have that one picking pattern that repeats through all of our verses, but on that very last shape, you're gonna alternate between doing the 3rd on the low E and the third on the A. So basically what we're doing is we're alternating between a G note for that last one, which we'll play through the first time we play through that series of chords. And then the second time, or every other time we play through that series of chords, we're gonna go to the third on the A, which is a C note. So if you're a beginner guitarist, that might all kind of sound like gibberish, but let me do a little walkthrough of that whole thing all together and show you what it actually looks like when you piece it together. So we're gonna start with our first shape here. We're gonna go A, B, G, A, B, G. Second shape, E, B, G, E, B, G. Third shape, E, B, G, E, B, G. Back to second shape, E, E, B, G, E, B, G. And then we're gonna go through it again. We're gonna go A, B, G, A, B, G. Second shape, E, B, G, E, B, G. Third shape, E, B, G, E, B, G. And then this is where we switch it up for this last one. We're gonna go to that third shape, or the fourth shape technically, I guess, and it's gonna be A, B, G, A, B, G. Just like that. And we're gonna alternate between those two throughout all of our verses. Again, nothing too crazy complicated here, guys. This is a fairly beginner-friendly picking pattern. Again, I'm finger picking it, but you can totally use a pick if you want to, if that's easier for you. But really the only tricky thing about this is remembering which part of it you're on, which alternate you're on, whether it's the one that finishes up with the third fret on the low E, or finishes up with the third fret on the A. Nothing too crazy, it's just kind of keeping track of where you're at in the song. So with all that in mind, guys, I'm gonna play through that verse picking pattern a couple of times really slowly so that you can make sure you have all the right stuff in all the right places, and then I'll play through it a couple of times full speed so that you can match it up with the speed of the song. So slowly a couple times first through the picking pattern that's gonna repeat through all the verses on Hold On will look about like this. And a couple of times full speed through the picking pattern that's going to repeat through all of the verses on Hold On will look about like this. From there, guys, we're into what's being played for our choruses. For our choruses, we're just gonna have 2 chord progressions and 1 strum pattern to go along with them. We're gonna alternate between these 2 chord progressions. Nothing too crazy complicated here, all beginner chords. Again, we will have that F chord in there. If you're a beginner and don't quite have that full F chord down, I will have a beginner way to play that F chord in the pinned comment if you need it. So with that in mind, let's take a look at these chord progressions. The first one is gonna go A minor, G, F, and then back to G. And then the second one is gonna go A minor, G, F, and C. And we're just gonna alternate between those 2 chord progressions throughout our entire chorus, or both of our choruses, or actually all 3 of our choruses. And what we're gonna be doing for strum pattern is this really groovy, funky, kind of I don't know. I love this strum pattern. I think it's super cool sounding. So this is going to match up with what's being played on the bass. This chorus is mostly bass driven. There is some guitar that comes into it, and that picking pattern we were playing for our verses actually even comes in towards the end of the chorus. But we're focusing on chords here for this part, and what we're doing is matching up with what's being played on the bass. So for each chord, our strum pattern is going to look about like this. We're going to go down, down, up, down. Just about like that for each chord. So a little walkthrough of our entire chord progression is about like this. We'll go down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Just about like that, repeated through the whole entire chorus. Just like that. So one thing I would recommend adding in, if you feel comfortable doing so, is a little bit of chucking, maybe some muted notes in there, because this is a very kind of like percussive feeling chorus. And so if you can play into that with your guitar, especially on an acoustic guitar, it's going to sound really cool. And I added a little bit of that in when I was just doing that playthrough, but when I do my playthrough without talking, you'll be able to hear that quite a bit more, that I'm adding just a little bit of that in. Just a little bit of extra flavor, a little bit of extra feel. It's not really a technical thing necessarily, it's more of just kind of adding some feel into it rather than just playing the strum pattern and chords straight out. So with that in mind, guys, pretty straightforward here. All we have is just a pretty simple chord progression and a pretty simple strum pattern to go along with it. So a couple of times through that chord progression and strum pattern, it's going to repeat through all of our choruses on Hold On will look about like this. Finally, guys, the last thing that's going to bring us to is what we're playing for our bridge. For our bridge, it's a really simple chord progression and a really simple strum pattern to go along with it. Our bridge chord progression is actually going to be the same as just the first line of the chorus, so it's going to be A minor, G, F, and then back to G. We're just going to play through that twice for the bridge, and all we're going to be doing is a single down strum for each chord, but a little slower than I was just playing it, so it's going to look about like this. We're going to go down, 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 again, down, 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 down. And that's pretty much your whole bridge right there, guys, and that's going to lead you right into the very last chorus of this song. So nothing too crazy here. If you've gotten to this point, if you got through that chorus progression with that strum pattern already, this is going to be an absolute breeze for you guys. I'm not going to spend a whole lot more time on it than that. It's just single down strums. But a couple of times through that bridge chord progression with that bridge strum pattern will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play Hold On guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 840 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, they're gonna be a more perfect channel for you to check out. Again, guys, if you want to see what songs I'm working on right now and some other cool stuff, hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude. I post cool stuff on there all the time. And lastly, guys, if you want to support the channel and get your name in the credits at the end of each new guitar tutorial, you can hit up my Patreon at patreon.com/thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below. Guys, I am so stoked for a new Justin Bieber song, and especially one that has some actual guitar in it. I really like teaching Justin Bieber songs, especially some of his newer stuff. I like some of his older stuff too, but he's been putting out some really good songs lately, and I especially love seeing new pop songs come out with guitar in them. I love when pop music kind of takes a turn where it actually gets to where it includes more actual guitar in it, like this one does, and like some of the pop music lately has, because there's been a few years in the last couple of years where it was more kind of electronic based, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I like electronic music. I'm a big EDM fan. I'm a big hip hop and rap fan. But I really do like, especially for teaching, when pop songs actually have guitar in them, because it makes it more fun to teach. It makes it to where it draws more people into playing guitar. This is one of those songs that I think is gonna probably draw some more people, some new people into playing guitar. So with that in mind, guys, again, this song is fairly beginner friendly. The only tricky thing about this song is probably that F chord. That F chord, again, I know. The F chord is tough, it's tricky when you're a beginner. I had all the same problems you guys have with that chord whenever I was a beginner as well. Again, I do have a beginner-friendly way to play that in the pinned comment below. Hopefully you've already checked that out if you've made it this far in the video. But pretty beginner-friendly song, guys. Beginner-friendly chord progressions. The picking pattern is nothing too complicated or crazy. Again, I finger-picked that just because I love finger-picking. I'm such a sucker for it. But if you guys actually want to play that with a pick, you totally can. Just kind of depends on what you're more comfortable with and what you feel better about and what you think sounds better. I think the finger-picking kind of works a little better with that part because it has kind of a... It's like an electric guitar where the tone curve or the tone knob is turned all the way down to where it's kind of a muffled sound, or it might even have like a fuzz pedal on it because that's kind of what it sounds like. So I feel like finger picking kind of emulates that sound a little bit better. But if you want to play that just straight out with a pick, you totally can, and it still's going to sound just as good. So guys, I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well, and hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.